Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.
Have this wife, now you got a baby. Mm-hmm. How, well, now you said you've been traveling, so the baby is under her influence, but that's a black, okay, oh man. I'm saying that's a black baby, but you may say what is your baby?
She identifies as black since she's been grown.
Okay, now that means since there was a point in time before the sense.
She was trying to be Jewish. Her mama's Jewish.
Yeah. Different cultures, all good. But now you are there and you getting ready to be daddy
full time.
Full time. Did that cause an issue?
Oh, a lot of issues.
What went down?
Couldn't discipline her. She acted out of, hey, I couldn't spank her. If I attempted to, her mother would come grab her, and then my little girl would lick her tongue at me and like be disrespectful, and her mother would like pretty much fight me to not discipline her the way I saw fit. And that caused a stress in us. That was one of the initial stresses in our marriage. The raising of my children, of my daughter.
So the child was given access to be wayward in the home.
Yeah.
That became normal to the child.
Like I couldn't discipline her at all.
No, because you know when you said what you said, and how we grew up, and just who we are.
Right.
Well, I never licked my tongue out at my mama, even if she wasn't looking, because your mama pulled your tongue all the way out, right? So when you said that, I know your brain had to be, did this child just lick her tongue out at me?
Right.
And then for you to say that that's normal actions for how they grow up, because that's, we just don't have that. So
when they grow up, after they have kids, the man really doesn't count anymore. The father really doesn't play. He plays a role financially, but the mother handles everything dealing with the child in their culture, and a lot of it. And all of it wasn't like that. I noticed the brothers that actually came over from Israel were different than the brothers who were raised in the United States. The Jewish brothers that were raised in the United States. Brothers from Israel were very disciplined. They believed in spankings, and they were a little harder than the parents. They were a little tougher and stricter than the parents that were raised in the United States.
Okay, westernized.
They were westernized, right. The Western Jewish folks let their kids do whatever, pretty much. But they are big on one thing. They would get down their throats about education and finance.
Education and money.
Yes. That was very serious in my house. So she was very serious about that with my daughter.
Okay. Now, were you accepted or did you get along well with her family?
I never really talked. No, I didn't really get along with them. It came around sometimes. When the father would come around and didn't talk, I can tell he didn't like the idea of his daughter being with me. And the mother, we came around to see the baby, but no, I didn't really get along with them that much. It was very quiet when they came around. I didn't really speak. We didn't really talk that much.
All right. Now, seeing your baby, she's absolutely brown.
Right.
Okay. Now, how did you capture or begin to manage that behavior within the marriage and the conflict that was going down? How did you put your foot down on that? Like, you know what? This child is not going to be acting out of order up in here. Children.
Actually, I really didn't do nothing. I couldn't. She would make it to the point that it would be shouting and screaming, and And that's how I had her by myself. She didn't do anything, it was just me and her. When her mom was around, she would put on the whole show to get away with it.
Showing out.
Right, showing out.
Showing out. Okay. So, okay. Now, when you and mom determined that the best course of action was to, seek different courses of life, how did that get resolved? The babies, the money, and both of y'all get ready to change lifestyle. So
it was a combination of things. Her mother passed away, and she got on this medication, right? And this medication, so after she got the medication, she wanted to completely change our lifestyle up. From what I told you we were doing earlier to this, I guess Western version of marriage. And I realized that I didn't like her enough to be with her in that type of relationship. I enjoyed the initial perks that she brought to the table. Okay, put all those perks away. I realized I didn't really, we really don't have much in common outside of, our experiences in the bedroom.
Okay. So
you like to travel. We both like to travel. That's about it.
Did you take a financial hit during that termination of your relationship?
Yes. Yeah. You got half.
Oof. Now, how do you recover from that?
How do you recover from that? Shoot, prayer. It worked. Yeah, prayer and work, brother. That's all. But I noticed the blessings started coming in once I forgave her. I didn't forget who she was, but forgave her and let go that giving her rent in my mind for nothing. Because I used to dream about her dying at one point. But after I let go of that anger, my life started to get better and I got back on track. And I met my current wife and I started building, building up that wealth that she took away.
Okay, so how many babies came out of marriage?
One.
All right. And now, going back to this baby, because you say now she is identified as us.
Yeah.
Is that due to living in America?
That is due to her going to this prestigious predominantly Jewish private school. And as she got older, they didn't look at her as Jewish because she was black. Ooh. And I had to break down to her. I actually had to show her the Hebrew Israelites and break that whole science down to her and tell her you are the original Hebrew. They are the apostles. So I had to go there with her. And me and her mother fought. My mother don't believe, like, who are they? They're not really Jewish. They not, I had that fight with her. But I had to show her that. And then I had to deal with her thinking that she's not pretty. Because she's in this school and her hair is different. So they asked her, what about her hair? And they would give her all types of issues, man, at this private school. So I'm thinking I sent her to the bed. Sending your black child to all white private schools, like, sending your Jewish kid to a Nazi private school. Like, it tears the fabric of them. My daughter my daughter's beautiful. And I'm not just saying it because I'm her father. She's beautiful. She looks like Alicia Keys. And she thought she was ugly. She thought her hair was ugly. She didn't like it got to the point that she would go to the beach and put a hat on, but she didn't want to get too dark. Okay? She lost all this weight. She didn't like she wouldn't put braids in her hair because her friend told her it was ghetto. Like, it was that, you know what I'm saying? It was that. And so I sent to Florida. I sent her to Cleveland here with my sister for a couple months. She was all right for a while. She started embracing her identity, but then she went back to school. She ended up being a black sheep. She ended up getting in trouble. They started picking on her, so she turned into this, this outlaw at school. She kept getting in trouble, and she eventually got kicked out of the school. And ended up homeschooling and graduating from home.
Wow, bro. You know, we gonna mess around and have 100 shows because you just outlined something prevalent in our community. And dig these dimensions. So you actually have a biracial child. So that's your experience. And then the colorism itself in our community anyway, right? Your daughter primarily growing up with her mom. So we may not be sure if the concept of race was even in her brain. That's just mama and your dad.
No, there was no concept until she got older in middle school when kids started telling her she was different. Before then, she just see everybody was just humans.
And another thing we in the community deal with is empathy, because with us being black, we black, but that child is multiracial, right? And what you're outlining is what they deal with when they're interacting. What do you call those people? The dominant, or
the dominant race at her school.
Okay. Yeah. And so you are giving perspective to what occurs with a biracial child. You may be helping biracial children. You may be helping parents of biracial children, because I wouldn't know about that. And the torment she had to endure, because you go to school more than you do anything when school ain't right.
Yes.
And that analogy you gave, sending your black child to these all dominant learning facilities, we thinking they're getting the best education when they are being submitted to psychological terror and torment.
There you go. And that's why I'm in Atlanta right now, because I got a chocolate baby that's my complexion. I'm not about to put her. South Florida is all about colorism. South Florida is really bad. Everybody want to look Latin and the long straight hair, and it's a lot of colorism and classism in South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. And that's the reason I moved to Atlanta, because I'm at pretty much all black private school here. And they embrace her culture, her hair, and she, I think those first 8 years, that's what the Jewish folks do with their kids. They don't introduce their kids into the main society to after they train them up until they get into middle school. Then high school, they might go to a different school, but they implant the seed of who they are, so they know who they are once they go into high school. You're not trying to find yourself. You're trying to find yourself and you're in a society that nobody looks like you. You start to feel different and you want to fit in, and so you try to be like them. So she would wear those little shorts that the little girls at her school would wear, but they ain't have no curves. They little skinny little white girls. She got curves, so she looked like a little fast little girl in these shorts. But she just trying to look like her friends, and she didn't understand that concept. And so it was tough for her. She had a rough time in school. She had a rough time. After middle school started, she started going downhill.
You just highlighted on a scale the need for us to create, maintain our own learning institutions, because my heart, as you outline this for your daughter, I'm stirred. I have a baby girl, and I would be mad if consciously I know when she gets to school, how you outline it is like when a prisoner wakes up in jail for the day and he got to deal with the noise and the threats from other prisoners and the guards, and on a daily basis, and I'm supposed to be learning.
Right.
So is my brain in the learning mode, or am I on defense? Am I emotional? Is my self-esteem? Bro, I mean, that's very deep. We need to be developing and maintaining our own institutions.
Yes.
Because if you destroy that self-esteem, that's like the spirit.
Right.
And you outlined for your baby girl how she was constantly tormented.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
She was an outlaw, stealing, taking their money. Like these kids at her school, like I'm talking about the owner of the Dolphins grandkids, the Red Sox owner kids, Prince of Dubai kids. She went to that. I sent her to that school. In my mind, she's not gonna have a Detroit public school education like I had. She's gonna be a lot smarter than me. So I paid to send her to the best institution. She's very brilliant, but her confidence level is very low because of what she experienced as a child in that school.
Is she working on that, or did she grow out of that? Is she a young lady? Or?
She grew out of that, and she became after damn, I should know this brother's name, man. I feel bad. The brother that got killed by the police. I'm losing his name right now, man. But after that, what's the brother name? Or the one that had the movement happened after the dude was getting choked out by the knee, got killed. George Floyd. George Floyd happened. My daughter became like super pro-black. She was at every protest she lived in Arizona. She had every protest. She identifying as black now. She thinks everybody, she started, I guess she kind of woke up because she was in in this world where that I guess color doesn't exist. And then she realized people started to, see who she was, and they started treating her differently, and she became pro-black, man, after that. So now she want to know more. She asked me all types of questions, so she did. But so yeah, after her experience, she started identifying as black.
And until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. To be continued. Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.